type thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like the first one really was just what we should have gone with.
Which I'm telling you, I've sent you pictures. My uncle did catch lightning in a bottle, and he has it.
It's literally a lightning bug. Like,
whatever.
The picture's cool. Yeah, but it's like 2 or 3 lightning bugs.
It's really bright.
It is
really bright as fuck.
Well, he had the
How
exposure.
do you explain that?
Well, he had
how bright it gets.
Because he took a picture
in a jar.
Yes, but it was dark outside, and he took. I'm pretty sure the flash was on too, so it's reflecting off of the bottle he had. So it like looked extra. It's really hard to tell, honestly.
My uncle wasn't flashing me. We were just looking at a bottle of lightning. I don't know where you got that from, huh?
Lightning bugs.
Whatever, dude. And then now I see how Christians feel when when people don't have faith.
You know what? Maybe there's like a 1% chance that he did capture lightning in a bottle, and I'm just being arrogant.
Ignorant. Ignorant would probably more suit and characterize what you would be.
Maybe I'm being ignorant then.
An ignoramus.
Maybe I'm being an
such
ignoramus.
A great word, by the way.
That is a fantastic one.
Can that be Super Mega's SAT word of the week?
That's right. Go ahead, Luke. Put it on screen so everyone knows. Ignoramus. That is this week's Super Mega SAT word. Luke put the definition up too.
And can you read the definition out for everyone, please?
An ignorant or stupid person.
Are you done?
Matt, come on, man. I'm trying to fucking record this for the podcast. Now this all's gonna go in.
The whole conversation?
Yeah, this whole fucking... Yes, this whole conversation's gonna fucking go in.
Okay.
And I can't fucking make the clip short or anything. This is just gonna be running in the background of the podcast while you guys are talking.
Freeze frame it.
Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's perfect.
All right, go back to the podcast now. And Luke, one last thing. Could you use it in a sentence?
My boss is an ignoramus.
Dude. Yeah, but...
Okay, now this is also going to be in the fucking podcast, Matt. Okay, I need you to stop talking while I'm recording.
I didn't know you were recording.
Yeah, well, I'm clearly fucking editing the goddamn podcast,
the
okay?
HDR stuff with iPhone's video, the MOV file.
Bro, I do not care. This does not need to be in the podcast.
I'm hoping that he chose to go for something that would not be hurtful if we were to watch the podcast ourselves.
Right. Like, I'm hoping he chose, like, whatever is on Google as the sentence, like, whatever's on Webster Dictionary and not, he didn't craft his own sentence with it, which I would give him credit for being creative, because that requires more work. But at the same time, if it was hurtful towards you and I, the hosts of the show, it wouldn't sit right with me, and it would upset me, if I'm being frank.
But you're Matt. Come on.
I knew you were. I set you, dude. I know you too well. I knew you were going to say that.
A swing and a hit.
It's like I teed it up for you. It's like I tossed the baseball in the air, and you fucking swung that bat and made contact.
Or because you're so skinny, you're like the T-ball stand. Because I still have to use those to get a good hit on the ball because it's still hard to track. The ball
and I
in
put the
motion
ball on my head like the apple and the arrow thing, but instead of shooting an arrow, it's you're swinging the baseball bat.
We got to start doing that when we bring our live shows back. When we bring our McGee and Watson's circus.
Yeah, no, I actually think at future live shows we should try to incorporate more of like a Blue Man Group aesthetic of doing like crazy tricks and stunts.
Can we just be the Red Man group or like
the White Man
the
group?
Yellow Man group?
That probably
wouldn't go over well.
Yellow Man is a great reggae singer. There's a great reggae singer named Yellow Man.
Okay.
Natty Sat Upon the Rock is a fantastic song by him. That's this week's Super Mega song recommendation, by the way.
I love songs with rocks in them.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe we could do some stunts, some tricks, some illusions even. Like maybe you could make me levitate or something, or saw me in half, or you could get a crossbow and shoot an apple on top of my head.
I think we should just go with the idea that we had, since it would be original to us, where we put a baseball on top of your head and I have to swing as hard as I can and hit the baseball with an aluminum bat.
It'd be crazy because, like, first show of that tour, I'm probably brain dead. like if you swing an aluminum bat as hard as you can. And you hit me right here, like right in the side of the head, like the temple, That's lights out.
Because you know,
forever.
Sometimes even on a T-ball, you hit the bottom of that tee and you get
Yeah. Well, I would probably do that, but I wouldn't come back up.
Yeah. I don't know, dude.
I think that would more than knock me out. I'm pretty sure that would give me brain damage.
Maybe a wooden bat. Like that would change anything. It would be a funny crack sound, comparatively. No, what's funnier, the crack sound, the da, or the ding? I think they both have equal like opportunity to be funny.
Yeah, so I think the wooden baseball bat would probably be a more like visceral, like where the aluminum baseball bat would also be visceral, but it might have that slight, depending on where it hits my skull, could have a real high, nice metallic ring to it, like a C sharp or something.
Yeah.
Bing! People would think we're doing some kind of bit if we did that. They'd be like, "Oh!" And then I don't get up. And would that kill me?
Be hit in the head with a baseball bat?
If you swung it as hard as you could.
Yes.
I think it would kill me.
Yeah. And if it doesn't kill you, it would.
I think I would
riddle you brainless.
It would riddle me brainless. I would be rendered dumb, deaf, and mute by the impact of the bat.
I mean, to be fair, I think that would be most people's reaction to being hit in the head with an aluminum or wooden baseball bat. Like in shows and stuff, the show is like, "Da!" and they go, "Oh," and then they wake up like, "Oh man, someone hit me in the head really hard. Good thing I'm conscious now an hour or two later."
Yeah, I love it.
Thing.
Shows and movies, someone will get hit like as hard as they can get hit with like a crowbar or a baseball bat, and they get knocked out, and then
that's brain damage.
Later in the scene, they like get back up and they're fine, and it's like, no, your brain would be hemorrhaging.
You'd have to go to a doctor.
You'd have to go to more than a doctor. You'd have to go to like a trauma center, like helicoptered out of that venue to like the nearest trauma center.
It's so convenient whenever they knock them out with one, like, sometimes it's like the hilt of a gun, like,
and it's instant.
Or like a pistol whip.
I feel like in real life it's not that easy to render someone unconscious on your first try like that. Depending
it's
on what
the brain protecting itself by shutting down, right?
But it's like in every like action movie, it's like every hit is like boom, unconscious. They did it.
They get back up though.
Yeah.
Unless they're the villain.
off.
Well, I guess the villains in like more geared towards kid movies, when it's just like they get hit with a dart and they go, oh, and they pass out.
Ooh, that could be another trick we do at the show. Like, if you do manage to hit the baseball off and we're like, okay, well, fuck, we didn't have anything else planned for the rest of the show. We could,
we just planned on killing that.
Like, we knew that. We didn't plan past this. We could do the thing where it's like, I'm like strapped to the big circle and I'm like rotating.
And you're spinning.
And you're throwing knives.
Blindfolded.
Or darts even. Yeah.
No, we need the maybe darts.
Or axe throwing.
Sorry, I just took a sip of water and it's doing that thing where like I feel like because I haven't really eaten much today.
It's like hydrating.
It's so no. It's like uncomfortable and kind of painful because it's like the coldness of the water is going down into my empty stomach.
I love
and
that.
It's creating this like sore feeling of like,
I love the feeling of a cold liquid as it spreads down into my stomach chambers.
Dude, I'm like a duck. We just need to get some bread just so I could just... Well, ducks shouldn't have bread.
Yeah, guys, that's just want to point that out real quick. Should not give ducks bread. It expands in their stomach. They can die.
I do have a lot of fond memories of feeding bread to ducks as a kid.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun.
Seems like they loved it.
They do. They absolutely do. I mean, like, when you're giving a duck bread, it's used to eating fucking, like, pond bugs. So you give a duck bread, it's like, it's having the fucking time of its life.
Dude, the sound of, it's a good, like, ASMR sound for me when they're eating, like, peas or something, and, like, because they put it in, like, a bowl with water, because it's easier for them to eat.
Ducks going just nuts on some peas, some bread.
Luke, can you put a video and sound for the audio? Just put the video in, but leave this. That was the empty pocket coming out. Hold on 1 second. I had to swallow, just to prepare, for the podcast. No, I threw up a little in my mouth. I'm not sick, I promise.
Okay. You don't have like norovirus or
I just
anything?
need to eat something. The thing is, Matt, I did eat something today. I had some of those Choco shrooms and a bag of cheese, and with a little mini bag of Cheez-Its.
I mean, that should have done the trick. That should have been enough sustenance. So
It's my salts. It's my
sugars.
My sugars.
There's some grains in there.
It's Cheez-Its are kind of like bread.
Yeah, that's grain and cheese. You've got cheese.
Like
Every
toast.
part of the food group.
God, are there still? Because we grew up with the food pyramid in our like nurse's office and just like up in the school.
Yeah,
like,
learn it in school.
And any classroom would
Had to
have
draw it and
like
shit.
a basic food pyramid. Yeah, and it was like in our lessons. That's been thrown out, right?
Oh, they're bringing it back.
Are they bringing it back?
We're gonna bring back the food pyramid. You got M&Ms and a kratom shot every day.
He was having his blue slime with his McDonald's, or no, he was having
Dude,
his
is methylene blue?
his blue slime with his coffee.
Are you talking about the fucking blue? It looks like blue food coloring that he drops into his water.
That's like some shit like a Marvel villain does to like counteract the virus he has.
to like keep it down long enough.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't have it for more than like 5 hours, it starts like.
Dude, RFK's gonna turn the fucking Blue Hulk, dude.
Well, that's why he's so red.
Imagine that coming at you. It would look like kind of like Beast from X-Men, but Hulkified even more.
I'm sure Cheryl Hines knows all about what that looks like.
Oh, do you know what Beast from X-Men looks like?
I do.
He's the blue furry. Mm-hmm. He's not a furry.
Okay.
Well, he is hairy.
Well, he could be a furry. He's
He has
blue
fur.
and he's furry.
It's more like a mutation, though. It's not like a costume he puts on.
See, I like to imagine RFK Jr. as like the guy from Watchmen, the blue guy with the penis out all the time. he takes his like methylene blue drops every day and turns into that. Just walking around the like corridors of the White House, like,
Excuse me. Where's the bathroom?
dude, he
Pleasuring his wife while solving like all these disease, while figuring out the root of autism.
I mean, that's actually, RFK figured it out while pleasuring his wife. Actually, he was fingering Cheryl and figured out the cause of autism.
The White House updated their like CDC like COVID.gov whatever thing.
Yeah,
And-
I did the graphic design for it.
Dude, that's what I was just gonna mention that. Because it's the whole thing is like kind of doing the lab theory, like a PowerPoint on the lab theory. But what I think is hilarious is the header is like Donald Trump like walking dramatically,
like strutting towards the camera.
and like I think COVID-19 is in like a handwritten like font.
I
like
saw
a
that, and I
calligraphy
was
font.
like, I was like, why is he like right here on the header walking towards the camera? Like, what does this have to do with it?
Ugh. It's very he's been striking me very Kim Jong-un recently, especially with that health shit where he's like, I'm 224 and 6'3". 6'3", I don't, with heels on, I could imagine,
With platform
or with
shoes,
nice
right.
boots, sure.
That's
I'm
what he gained an inch,
Some people
dude.
fudge their height, whatever the hell, by an inch or whatever. It's fine. I'm 6 when a guy's really like he tells the driver's license people, it's like, hey, I'm 6 foot, but he's really like 5'10", 5'11". So whatever, but like the 224 is the one that's just kind of like.
Well, 224 would be more believable if he was like
man.
5'10". When you add a couple inches of height, that significantly increases the weight of somebody. So it's like,
Well, he's bigger than I am, and I'm around that height. So, I mean, I think the tallness kind of takes away from because that adds. You're right.
yeah, it adds weight. So that's why I was saying, like, it'd be more believable if that was the weight and it was like 5'10" or 5'9". But I'm not the White House doctor. I don't know what I'm talking about. All I know is that I'm gonna enjoy my methylene blue later when I'm dropping the drops of it into my water, and it does not turns your brain blue.
Dude, we have fucking real life Scrooge McDuck as president, except unfortunately he has no love for his nephews. No love for like anything close to him.
I feel bad for his nephews.
He has sons, but he more likes his nephews.
I don't know if he has much love for his sons, or one of them at least.
He named him Don Jr.
Yeah, he likes Don Jr. But Eric, you don't hear too much about Eric. What is Eric up to?
We hear a lot out of Eric.
Unfortunately.
I'm kidding. No,
Can someone get that person out of here?
He's not as loud, actually. I think, right, it's Don Jr.'s the loud, kind of obnoxious one on Twitter, right?
Don Jr., yeah, he's the
Are
one.
they both loud and obnoxious?
No.
Just Don Jr. gets more attention?
I don't see Eric, ever. Eric looks like Jonah Hill could have played him very well in like a biopic. Like older, or Jonah Hill from like 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that Don is the one that's like just always tweaking on coke. Like every interview, every news thing, he is 100% coked out. And I don't think that's even a conspiracy theory at this point. Like it's like you just have to watch it, and if you've ever been around someone that's on cocaine, you can very easily see the cocaine usage.
Fucking freak.
Who doesn't love a little cocaine though, right? I'll let him enjoy his stuff.
Will you? Sounds like you're judging the man for just doing a little coke.
Actually, coke, it's good.
When Mr. Ryan McGee and myself started Super Mega Enterprises, we had no idea that we would become the first billion-dollar YouTube channel. And one of the ways we achieved that was through selling merchandise. But we asked ourselves in the beginning, how the F are we going to sell merchandise? It's we have to make our own website? Like, what do we do? Well, one night we got a vision from the heavens, and it simply said one word: Shopify. So we looked it up, and it turns out that Shopify is the e-commerce platform behind millions of businesses. I mean, we're literally talking about 10% of e-commerce in the United States of America. So we, started using Shopify, and lo and behold, Shopify made it super easy to, put our products online, sell our products. They made it super easy to figure out orders and shipping and packing, and they have all these great themes and templates, and they make customer service super easy. They have award-winning support. What's not to love? We actually just launched a new merch line over the weekend, and as always, Shopify made the whole process. It's a chef's kiss. Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period and start selling today at shopify.com/super. Go to shopify.com/super. Again, that's shopify.com/super. Yay.
This podcast is brought to you by Aura. Imagine waking up to find your bank account drained, bills for loans you never took out, a warrant for your arrest, all because someone committed a crime in your name. It sounds like a nightmare, but for millions of people each year, it's reality. By the time you get that breach notification email, the damage is done. Your identity stolen, your financial future at risk, and the company that lost your data, they'll just apologize and move on. This can all sound really scary, which is why I'm so glad we're partnering with Aura. Hackers don't wait, so why should you? Aura monitors the dark web 24/7 for your phone number, email, and social security number. If Aura detects your info, you'll get an instant alert, so you can act before the damage is done. Aura provides up to $5 million in identity theft insurance and a US-based fraud resolution team that works around the clock to shut down fraud fast and get your life back on track. For a limited time, Aura is offering our listeners a 14-day trial, plus a check of your data to see if your personal information has been leaked online. All for free when you visit aura.com/defense. That's aura.com/defense to sign up for a 14-day free trial and start protecting you and your loved ones. That's aura.com/defense. Certain terms apply, so be sure to check the site for details.
Yeah, you can also overdose on water.
You can. Hold Your Wii for a Wii. Remember that classic?
Mm-hmm.
I meant to say Crisis and Classic came out.
Hold your what?
Hold Your Wii for a Wii.
Hold your Wii for a weed?
Yeah. Hold Your Wii for a Wii.
Oh, that's right, because they were holding their piss.
Mm-hmm. It was I think a radio station back in like 2006 did a contest where it's like, who can drink the most water? And if you can drink the most water without having to go pee, you get a Nintendo Wii. And it's actually very sad. This woman, she drank a lot of water, and she died because apparently too much water is a bad thing. Your cells like fill with it.
So was she like disqualified?
Yeah. She didn't win the Wii.
Ooh, sorry. She is out. God. Ew, God. I mean, honestly, just like, I mean, with stuff like Howard Stern and shit, it wouldn't surprise me if there were some like radio jockeys. There was a whole era of radio jockeys being callous and like, we're the edgy people. Starsky and Hutch, whatever the fuck their names are.
Anthony.
Yeah, Opie and Anthony.
Do you think
Starsky and Hutch?
Do you think the radio station at least like gave the family a Nintendo Wii?
Free Wii's for life.
It's like, listen, guys.
We'll always be making a Wii because of what happened for this family specifically.
Do you think that they gave the family? Do you think the family got the Wii, or do you think they didn't? Like, do you think someone else took the Wii home that day and they were like, well, it kind of feels. It's kind of tainted for me now. I can't really enjoy my, like, you know, they're setting up their new Nintendo Wii and they're like opening up the Mii Maker to create themselves, and they're like giggling with their friends, making like a funny Mii, but like deep down they're like,
the guilt is what you're saying.
Yeah. They're kind of like, oh, this is tainted now. She ruined it for me.
I still like the idea for free Wii's for life.
The radio station doing that?
Mm-hmm. Because of the death.
Honestly, they kind of have a responsibility and a duty to do that. Like,
sorry, ladies and gentlemen, Matt might be unaware of what he just did, but I'm gonna let him try to retract that statement to see if he wants another go at that.
I think that the radio station has a responsibility
Okay, good.
to do that.
Okay.
Man, as a 29-year-old grown-ass man, I still cannot hear someone say duty without it at least crosses my mind.
Or doo-doo.
Yeah, when someone's like, you do this, you know, it's like,
Nah.
every single time it'll click in my head, even if I don't say anything.
Well, it's a primal instinct from our caveman days.
It is.
It's how we would connect and grow bonds with one another.
It's an evolutionary, like, you know, response. Us recognizing when someone says doo-doo or duty. We've evolved over millions of years to have that trait. It's actually very interesting how it works. I really just want to go back and stress that you can overdose on cocaine and especially fentanyl. Just want to cover our
and
bases.
water and salt.
Yep, soy sauce, salt. I mean, really, you can overdose on anything.
Oxygen.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you can overdose on oxygen.
Carbon dioxide, even monoxide, believe it or not, even though it smells wonderful.
Yeah, that's I didn't think that was possible. But, well, carbon monoxide doesn't even smell like anything.
No, it doesn't.
Dude, what a crazy ass like killer.
It's the silent killer.
It is, because you don't hear it, you don't smell it, and all of a sudden you're just like, you just die.
Yeah, I read a Reddit article about that happening, and I just went to Amazon immediately and got like an extra carbon monoxide to like wall plug-in just in case.
Okay, so every smoke alarm and carbon monoxide detector in my house I ripped out of the ceiling, and I have not replaced them yet. So
I don't think that's.
It's not illegal.
I don't think that's cool.
Why? Okay, so when we were filming Elden Ring, do you remember my smoke alarm upstairs started going beep?
Mm-hmm.
It started just deciding it was going to die right when we started filming. So I took the battery out, kept doing it because it was wired. So I had to unscrew it from the ceiling and then like disconnect the wires. And then within about a 2-day period, the other 3 in my house all started doing it. So I guess the battery, I guess they had all been turned on at the same time.
You went mad. You turned into a madman and ripped them all out. Shut the fuck up!
Yes, because it was doing it 5 a.m. And
go around your house with a hammer.
Well, I didn't not with a hammer. You know, I'm not a savage beast, but I did unscrew them all.
You learned. I want to say you were young and impressionable. You might have learned that from Markiplier.
Yeah, when it would beep, he would. But
I'm saying from when he tore out the window ceiling fan.
Yes,
and cut the wires.
I don't want to be a stickler, but just to correct you, it was a chandelier.
Oh, a chandelier.
It was a hanging chandelier.
Was it also? It was, but it was a lamp as well because light came from it.
It
right?
was like a hanging. chandelier light fixture. And
he cut the wire.
It was supposed to be like, there's supposed to be a table, I guess, underneath it, but we didn't have one there, so we would walk, and I hit my head on it.
Yeah.
Like once or twice, and he hit his head a couple times, and the last time he just was like, I've had it, and just
ripped it from the fucking ceiling and cut the wires.
Ripped
and
it
then it
with
was
his-
just there.
just some
open wires?
Open wires, just didn't hit my head on those.
Did
Luckily.
he close them off with like...
No, I don't think so.
God, it was like there should have been reality TV show cameras in that house. We had a great time.
That honestly would have been awesome. And then we could do like confessionals where it's like, so he hit his head again, and like I just didn't expect him to, rip it out of the ceiling. I was tired of it. As he's like ripping out the ceiling, it's like zooming in on our faces watching, just kind of like.
And off the boys were for their daily round of their daily round of rock climbing and Denny's.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan with the usual mango slush.
Dude, I was about to bring that up. We would go to Denny's,
Yep.
get the mango. Dude, the mango smoothies were good.
They were delicious,
And I
they
would
probably still are delicious.
Remember the sizzle bowls or the skillets? That's what we would get. The like Santa Fe skillet they had. This was 10 years ago.
Oh
or
my
9
God,
years
you're
ago.
right.
So I don't know if they still have that on the menu. In fact, something I wanted to bring up, speaking of 10 years ago, is guess what is a few weeks away? Actually, just about 2 weeks exactly from today. Yeah, 2 weeks from today. It's the 10-year anniversary of when we met.
No, wait. Was it in May?
It was in May 2015, yeah.
I thought you visited before that. I thought you visited in like for some reason like April or something.
No, so I finished my
That's right, and you stayed till June?
I finished my college semester, and you and Daniel had invited me out to come just make some videos. We hadn't met yet.
I didn't invite you at all. Let's be clear.
Daniel invited me out to make some videos.
Let's be clear about that, bucko.
Yeah. Well, I do remember the first time we spoke was on a Skype call. I was in my dorm room, and it was you and Daniel, and I don't think you said like a word.
Dude, I mean, I'm pretty silent when I meet new people in general. I don't think that, that's not like just for you.
No, I know. Now
It takes me a while to warm up.
What do you? No. I'm trying to grab your hand as like a sign of friendship and camaraderie for a decade of man love.
A decade of brother love.
A decade of
Brother on
love.
brother love.
That's right.
Brother brother love.
Mm-hmm. And actually,
Mono mono.
that's what it means.
Is that man and man?
Mm-hmm.
No way.
Yeah, it means man to man, like sex, like gay sex. But yeah, I came out in May. I flew out to California for the first time May, and it was May, I believe May 5th. May the 5th?
Be with you?
No way. Yeah, but I flew out, and I was only gonna stay a week, I think. First time in California, crashed on the couch. We made "Fuck Your Mom." I think no. We made the loud noise scare prank video, and then I also think that
because they took it down.
YouTube
for
removed
violence or something.
because I got shot in the head in the video, and they were like, "That was just too real, guys."
And
and
we
then,
did shoot you in the back of. It was hilarious though.
Yeah, it was good. But we also did that's when we made Blonde Boys, because I extended my stay.
Yep.
Because the three of us were just having such a goddamn good time. We wanted to make more videos, and I was like, "Yeah, Mom, I'm extending my trip a little bit." And she said, "Matthew, you don't even know these guys. You just flew out to California to meet them. Are you sure this is what you want to do?" And I said, "Later, bitch." Beep. And then I extended my trip for like 2 more weeks, and I stayed for like 3 weeks, and we made Blonde Boys during that time.
We did.
And that was very fun. So I can't believe it's about to be a decade of knowing you.
It's been over a decade of knowing of me.
Mm-hmm. It has been, yeah.
But not a decade of man-to-man contact.
Right. The first time I ever made man-to-man contact was May 2015.
I like referring it to that man-to-man contact.
Man-on-man contact was May 5th, 2015.
Football is a man-on-man contact sport.
It is. It's a heavy man-on-man sport. A lot of man-to-man touching. A lot of man-to-man grabbing and squeezing.
Well, touching is a major focus in baseball too. You have to run around and try to touch the batter before he gets to a plate, and he's in his little safe space. If you're an infielder and you catch the ball, you have to chase after and try to touch him with the ball. And he has to go, ah! He has to run away.
What, sports are for straight guys? That's the stereotype?
It's sometimes they get caught in the middle.
Just
they'll be throwing it back and forth. They'll be like, he'll be running towards like one base. Like first will throw it to second will throw it back to first. He'll be going, and they'll start getting closer and closer and pinching them off.
Yeah.
Playing a game of pickle.
And after the game, you're telling me they all go into a locker room and get fucking naked together, slap each other's asses, and this is what straight guys are supposed to like? And then when I don't like sports, my dad is yelling at me, saying, "Matthew, why aren't you more straight? Look, watch this MMA video with me."
And this is directly after you showed him your tap dancing routine that you worked months on.
Yeah, so I was already in a bad mood that he didn't like it, and he put on a video of two sweaty, almost naked men, ripping each other, veins bulging, just, and he said, "This is what straight men like. Sit down and watch."
They also like WWE.
Oh, yeah.
And let me tell you, some shit's going down in WWE.
Oh, I saw.
John Cena is the mean man now. He's the mean man of WWE, because every now and then WWE gets a really big, the villain, what they call the mean man. And so John Cena is the mean man in this arc, I guess.
Does he actually go by the mean man?
The Mean Man!
No, I think it's called the heel, right? But that's just a term for... you're playing the heels. Dude,
John Cena walking on 6-inch stilettos. The whole crowd is booing him. The Mean Man.
He's wearing just fucking really tight jorts.
Dude, I would. WWE is fun. I had a short WWE phase in 2020, and really, I just watched a lot of old WWE videos on YouTube. And
did you get the arcs? Were you ever invested in an arc that was going on? Was this the Hulk Hogan era of WWE, or were you watching modern era?
Okay, so I was watching mainly Vince McMahon arcs, where Vince McMahon would fight God, or he was hiring a new secretary.
Didn't he fight Donald Trump?
He did fight Donald Trump, and he dropped him. It was pretty. So that was before Vince McMahon was, everyone found out he was a bad dude. I just knew him from the meme where he's
oh, he's the guy who's continuously freaking out,
getting more and more exaggerated, and he's a very good theatrical actor on stage, I will say.
His facial expressions are just phenomenal. I mean, there's a gift for a reason.
Yeah, and he, has committed war crimes, and unfortunately that came to light, and I can't enjoy the meme anymore. But WWE is fun, and I will say it's not as good as traditional, just sweaty man-on-man MMA. Some bare knuckle boxing.
See, that shit's hard to fucking watch for me, because every punch to the head, I'm just fuck.
It's that's a real fucking punch. It's the MMA fighting where no gloves or anything. They're just actually punching and kicking each other. It's fuck.
But isn't technically boxing gloves more traumatic? I might be fucking wrong on this, of course, because this is a comedy podcast and we're idiots. But isn't it because of the force generated by the mass of the gloves, it is more dangerous to fight with boxing gloves than bare knuckle box?
Dude, getting punched in the face with a boxing glove doesn't hurt. It's fine. I've been through the ringer, and it's fine. It doesn't hurt.
Here's a clip.
What an embarrassing debacle.
It's only embarrassing now because someone else got the record for shortest boxing.
That's why
match.
I'm embarrassed. It pisses me off.
But think about it. It doesn't put you at the very bottom anymore. But doesn't that, as I just said, make it worse? It makes it an embarrassment because it's not even, you can't be like, it's not like a point of conversation.
My dad was fiddling with the television set when my fight was about to start, and he's like, "Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up," and he got it on, and it was over.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he was like, "Did it already happen?" And then they started showing like slow-mo replays of me just getting the absolute shit beat out of myself. It was. I'll go on the record and just say it hurt. It did not feel very good.
Matt, I mean, in all fairness, you were fighting the Invisible Man.
Mm-hmm.
And he chose to go in without boxing gloves and without shorts or anything.
And it pisses me off that Nathan Barnett used that to his advantage to pretend like he was beating me up.
Yeah.
You know, just standing behind the Invisible Man while he did all the work. And then he got to be the big hero when it's like, okay, dude, well, you didn't actually do anything. So,
sorry, I just had an idea of like just the Invisible Twins doing like a Cirque du Soleil act, and it's just like an empty auditorium of just
nothing's happening.
Yeah,
they're doing like flips and shit, but like you can hear you can hear like the
in the of their hands like clasping together when they catch each other and shit. I don't know why that's funny to me.
Just echoing it.
So stupid.
The spotlight's moving around, like following them. Or they
There's no shadows or anything.
Just like two spotlights.
You see the dust of the like whatever. So stupid. Then the ring of fire like is just there for a second, and then everyone else goes, "Woo!" And you're like, "Oh yeah, sure."
You can see like the ring of fire like slightly like get blown by like the wind as they go by, and you're like, "Oh!"
That's just what that's what I was thinking.
That's fantastic, dude. That's really great. There was a family of circus
freaks.
Okay, well, we'll see if you really want to stick by that one.
Just really
when I finish telling this story.
Circus freaks.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
It was a family called the Flying Walindas. Okay, and they did a routine.
Wait. The Flying what?
The Flying Walindas, because that was their last name.
The Flying Walindas.
It would be like if it was the Flying McGee's or the Flying Watsons.
It sounds like it sounds like a character out of the Fairly Odd Parents. Like Wanda's mom, Walinda. There's some shit like that.
Now I'm imagining like some like woman, maybe used to work at the DMV, gives it all up to go like work it as like a tightrope walker, and her name is Walinda, and she's the Flying Walinda.
She cloned herself.
There's like 6 Walindas. It's crazy.
Okay, so the Walindas, this family.
Yeah, and they
father, mother, sister, brother.
I don't know. I can't give you the specifics.
Is that a song?
Father, mother, sister, brother.
Sister, brother. Da na na na. Na 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 na. I don't know.
Yeah, you're thinking of hello mother, hello father.
Okay. What is that?
No
from?
more teas, no more fleas and ticks. They don't bother. It was also they did a parody of it in a K9 Advantix commercial back in the 2000s, if y'all remember that one. But basically, it was a family, and they did this tightrope routine where it's like one person walking the tightrope, holding like a balance beam with like 2 brothers on either side, holding up like chairs with the other ones in it. Like, so they were doing like
this type of shit.
Yeah, essentially. Where it's like the whole family though crossing a tightrope, and they thought that ropes were, or they thought that safety nets were for pussies, and they died.
That was on the poster. Safety nets are for pussies,
and they won't die.
So they just fell once.
Mm-hmm. In front of a crowd, and ouch.
Aichi Wawa.
Yeah, they had like a stereotypical Mexican man dressed up in like a sombrero, and right when they hit the ground,
it was the white theater manager.
Well, yes,
he dressed up in a sombrero and they didn't have a mustache on, so he put on a Groucho Marx glasses on.
He thought Groucho Marx was Mexican. it was a whole thing. But he was there as comedic relief in case they fell. So they fell. He jumps out and goes, "Ah, Chihuahua!" And then everyone left. And
again, this is back in a time where no one was really calling anyone out for that type of shit. So it kind of flew under the radar.
Right.
In that case.
And now in 2025, you and I just want to go on the record and say that was not okay.
No.
At all. But yeah, they died. Maybe not all of them, but I think one of them survived and went on to keep doing it. And then
Romas, what are they called?
The flying.
Shit.
What?
I promised my parents I would call them.
So it's not too late.
Sorry, I know that was a bit out of the blue, but the McGees always have a family check-in where all 85 members have to be on a Zoom call, and it's more just an attendance thing. We just do a roll call, make sure everyone's good.
Yeah,
but sorry about that.
I would love to sit in on one. I've been asking for months or more. I mean, years actually.
You're not. Your last name's Watson, not McGee.
Doesn't matter what my last name is. I feel like I'm part of the family.
This is more in a literal sense. We're just keeping track of the clan.
Undercover FBI agents be like, you know what I'm saying?
Dude, I saw that movie, Black Klansman.
What about the one?
I think he was just a police officer.
What about the one with Daniel Radcliffe?
I did not see that one, but I have seen a certain scene.
Imperium.
Where he's at a march, and then one of his friends is like, "Hey, buddy," and then he turns around and says one of the worst words in human history.
Now I'm imagining that movie, but it's Daniel Larson, and I'm wishing that was a reality. I think he would do a good job.
You wish it was Daniel Larson screaming that you wish it was reality of Daniel Larson at a march screaming a
anyway, back to the Flying Walindas. So
I want to look at a picture of the Walindas.
You'll be impressed by what they could pull off. They had this famous 7-human pyramid, okay? And
the human Walindas?
Flying Walindas. And flying they certainly were. In 1962, I think. They fell at a show. 2 of them died, and one of them was paralyzed.
You looked this up?
Yeah, one of them was paralyzed from the waist down. And then they performed the next night after that, after 2 of them dying and one of them becoming paralyzed. They were like, "Oh, the show must go on." And then one of the main guys died while tightroping between 2 buildings in Puerto Rico. Because the wind was really strong, and he went whoop. And then in 2017, I didn't know they were still doing shit. In 2017, they had a training accident where everyone survived, but very injured. So, guys, tightrope walking, no good. Just stay away from it. Just don't do any of it.
Not safe.
Not safe for work.
There's a bunch of accidents even in the Vegas shows and stuff.
When I saw Cirque du Soleil, one girl fell. And she got back up and continued the act, but she had blood going all the way down her leg.
Jesus.
From I guess she cut herself when she fell or something. But I do remember that. I was like, damn, that was in Orlando, Florida.
You're like, go off, Queen.
They were amazing.
Underlined, italicized, bold, exclamation point.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
And not strike through.
I just have nothing to say because I've never seen one of their shows. Unfortunately, I've
really.
I've seen. I've already seen the best iteration of those shows by seeing the Blue Man Group at such a young age. So unfortunately for me, I think it's all spoiled.
Listen.
Nothing will ever come close to the Blue Man Group, or at least my first tour a la Blue Man Group.
You never forget your first time with the Blue Man Group.
No, you don't, dude.
It was mind fuck. Dude. It was mind blowing.
I was a young lad.
I was too, man. I was 22, 23.
I was in my early teens.
This would have been
mid-teens, maybe.
I saw them in 2019, and good God, dude! I went thinking that it was gonna be cheesy and dumb and stupid, and I sat center, 3 rows from the front, and oh my God!
Did they play any memes? Because they played some memes. They made some videos and remixes of some stuff that they played for the audience at mine.
I don't know if they
Were you lucky enough to get any Blue Man Group memes?
I don't think I was.
I remember what it was a remix of.
What was
Exactly.
it?
Was I think it was Office Space, and it's when they're talking about like your O face, your orgasm face,
Right.
And they remixed the O face. It was just a remix of that, of him saying that.
They're just making YouTube poops live.
Yeah, they were. It was
Dinner.
just a YouTube
Dinner.
That's all it was. O face. O face. Then they came out, put some paint on some drums, and
Dude, the paint on the drums,
dude,
insane.
dude. When the paint goes on the drums, that's like when the hibachi chef comes out with the onion volcano.
Oh my god, when he starts cutting up the onion, you're like,
Oh, dude. Oh, here it comes, buddy.
yeah, here it comes.
You're not prepared for this. The jump scare too with the bah when he.
Man, I really hated when he would do that shit. The hibachi chef would be like,
It's just fight or flight, you know.
no,
Like,
it activates
was
it
that a
for sure.
gun?
And
What's
then like
going
5
on?
seconds later, my fucking eyebrows are burning off because he's like,
Throws a shrimp your way, hits you in the face. You have shrimp grease all over you. Tastes good though. There is something I will say, it's unfair because those shrimp that they throw out that he like does up and flips at you, they taste better than the shrimp they give you as part of the meal. They put a little more stank on them. And I've just thought I would voice that, and if anyone else agrees with me, I'm starting a class action lawsuit. Luke's already drafted it up. Granted, it's in marker. Luke, can you show it real quick? I mean, it's if you want to be a part of this class action lawsuit, just email the White House.
and it's gone to a federal level. Luke, by the way, the diagrams you drew were very nice. Yeah, you know, I was never good at catching them. I got hit in the face once or twice, get the shrimp grease on my face. My dad is deathly allergic to shellfish. We actually found out at a hibachi place because I got hit in the face. I had to grease my forehead. He came and he kissed it off and had a reaction.
Well, he used his tongue because he likes the taste like.
Yeah. It was like an open mouth, like...
But it wasn't sensual. It wasn't sexual.
No, it wasn't sexual. And people make it out to be sexual, which is fucked up. You know, it's a father and son just doing father-son stuff.
You know, like when you go...
Yeah, same thing.
Except he was taking the finger out of the equation.
Yeah. Well, imagine that's how my dad actually found out. He's like, oh, you got a little grease on you. And like 5 minutes later, he's like... I think I gotta step outside.
What's the last thing you remember, Dale?
Dude, threw a shrimp at me. Oh man,
I love that they do not, and maybe I'm wrong, and someone can point me to one, because I am desperate. I have not found a place out in Los Angeles that does hibachi the way the South, like South Carolina, just the South
dude,
does.
the South. When it
Like
comes
the
to hibachis,
Southeast.
they're on another level. They've got the mayo sauce, first of all, which is
They have it out here, but it's, you know.
It's a Southern thing, though. Apparently, like it really started as a Southern thing. And
But just the way they cook everything. Benihana isn't that.
fuck Benihana, dude.
Benihana isn't him.
No,
is all I'm saying.
Benihana fell off, dude.
And I'm talking about like anything similar to like Miyabi's or Yamato's back in South
That's
Carolina.
the same two we had in Charleston.
Cause fuck, man, I've
Every
even
birthday.
tried some there's like hibachi food trucks, and I'll every now and then it's like it's not the same. Is there a place that does it like? Is there one place that's a diamond in the rough out in Los Angeles?
I mean, it's Los Angeles. There's got to be, but it's like maybe we're looking at it with rose tinted glasses.
I'm not. I go to Miyabi's probably. Well, now it's more like once every 2 years.
Are you sure we're not just blinded by the nostalgia and the specialness of it?
No, I get Miyabi's. I used to get it like once a year, as soon as like 2 years ago.
We're gonna be in South Carolina at the same time. I think we should go. We should go to one.
You know what? I haven't been actually in longer. Mama Kim's.
I knew you were gonna say it, Mama.
I
Kim's.
think people deserve a Mama Kim's vlog.
Oh yeah,
The guys finally go to Mama Kim's.
we meet Mama Kim. I have met Mama Kim. She's nice. She's behind. Sometimes she's behind the counter cooking.
I will say, I think, unfortunately, Mama Kim's is
Dead?
I think they're problematic, Matthew. I can't remember all I remember is like something. I think it was during like the Black Lives Matters protests.
It did get burned down, the establishment.
That is true.
Or it caught on fire, and then they repaired it. But ignorance is bliss. I just want some of that delicious fucking rice and meat and sauce. I will drown that shit in the sauce until I want to vomit.
Mama Kim's just like, we need to go on a cold day, because I can't do Mama Kim's when we're fucking
we're gonna
on
be
a hot summer's day.
It's gonna be hot as fuck when we're both in South Carolina.
Well, can we just wait till winter to? I'm kidding.
Sure. I mean, we can.
No, we can go summertime.
Hibachi, though, dude, Yamato's. We go to Yamato's. It's air conditioned.
Miyabi's is better, in my opinion.
I don't have a opinion because they're both the same to me in my head, because I actually don't know if I can differentiate which one was which. I just went to them for birthdays.
Miyabi's rice comes with no vegetables by default.
And that's why you like them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
like they don't put peas in. No, they still have the hibachi vegetables. They just don't put the peas and carrots in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you still have the hibachi, like onions and all that stuff. Yeah, zucchini. They just don't have the, as I said, corn, carrots, and peas or whatever the hell they put in.
I don't think there's corn.
Peas and carrots.
It's actually crazy. The guy that founded Benihana, it's Steve Aoki's dad, and he went to prison for a lot of stuff.
For being bad at replicating hibachi meals.
They had him at gunpoint, made him come out of his house with his hands on his head, saying, "Mr. Aoki, walk backwards towards me slowly. Your restaurants absolutely are not it."
Well, it's just like, it's not like it's a tough formula. Like, I don't think they have like Miyabi's or Yamato's has this like the Coca-Cola secret recipe.
Well, I think it's because Benihana's is mass reproduced, right? And it's like it's a chain where like the ones you and I went to were like local. Like,
they're still local chains. They exist in. I don't know if they exist. Do they exist
chains,
outside of
like
South Carolina?
I don't know if these specific ones did, but I know that the ones you and I went to were both in Charleston and Columbia, and Benihana, on the other hand, is like, that's fucking McDonald's. It's huge, and
It's expensive though.
It is.
It's like just as expensive. It's not more expensive because it's in LA.
I didn't go to Benihana until I was an adult, because we didn't have it in Charleston.
Oh, same. I went to Benihana to try to get that Miyabi/Yamato's. I had a hankering for it, and I wanted to satisfy that craving, and it did not. No hibachi out here has satisfied that craving yet. It can only. It makes me. I take that bite and I'm generous with it. It's kind of like. It's not bad. It's white sauce with the fried rice and
how
like
hard
some
can it be?
steak. It's whatever. I'll eat it because it's not bad, but it's not that special. It doesn't have that special sauce.
It doesn't. It doesn't have that stank that they put on it in South Carolina. Maybe it's like in South Carolina they use like fucking like pig's fat or something. And out here in California everything's vegan and soy. Maybe they're putting soy milk in it. I don't know. Estrogen.
Why don't we just make a restaurant?
It's not that. I'm sure it's not hard. Especially a hibachi place.
Yeah, just do a hibachi restaurant. Learn to do it ourselves.
Probably the hardest restaurant to open and maintain.
And also, like, the liability of, like, you're trusting your chefs to just have these sharp things and catch them.
And fire that is, like, inches from the faces of, like, the patrons.
And you're supposed to fuck with the fire and make it go...
And you're also...
Make the people go... Ah!
You're tossing around a food item that is known to a decently significant part of the population to be, like, deathly allergic to. And
I would hope most people don't go to a place with a seafood allergy.
My dad does.
Well, he was unaware. I guess you're speaking for the people who might be unaware of their allergies. But I don't know how your dad lived to the age of 40-something to not discover he has a shellfish allergy, because he lives in Charleston. There's so much shellfish around to eat. I would imagine he's at least been to a restaurant and had like some shrimp, or maybe he's like, I don't like shrimp.
Actually, my dad, fun story about shellfish allergies, and this has made me paranoid.
He developed it later in life.
Mm-hmm. He was in his 20s, I think, and he was out at a restaurant, and he had shellfish his whole life, no problem. And then just one day, he just fucking blew, and then all of a sudden, like, my throat is closing up. Uh-oh. and then, yeah.
I should get one of those. That makes me want to get one of those, like, tests where they prick you with a bunch of different things.
Those suck.
Does it make you go, ow?
Dude, I had one maybe like 12, 13 years ago.
Were you allergic to a lot of shit?
Yeah, and they do it on your back. So they have, like, the panels, they have a ton of little...
They take a branch of poison ivy and just...
Yeah, it's turning red. That's what it felt like, though, because they push these little, like, prick things into your back, which each little prick thing has a different substance on it, and there was
great movie,
fantastic. There was a quadrant of mine that was for different types of tree pollen, and that one started going crazy on my back, and basically, like, that area just starts swelling and it itches like you've never itched before in your life, and you're not allowed to scratch it.
Do they have itch cream on hand?
They will put some on afterwards, but you have to wait like 10 minutes, dude. So I'm sitting there like dying, like, fuck! You can't itch it.
Why not just get a reaction? They have like a jar of itch cream and
yeah, it's like
to help you out.
Obviously, like, if I'm itching like crazy, it's I'm allergic to it. I was allergic to really, it was just mainly pollen. But my sister also, she's 32, I think. She also got like a shellfish allergy in her late 20s. She was like 29, maybe 28.
Could come for you. Could come for you this year.
That's why I'm kind of scared.
And you love shellfish.
I love shellfish, dude.
You love eating them shrimp,
cracking some
crawfish, crab, lobster,
crawfish, crawdads. I'm
trying to think of other
prawns?
Shellfish that you eat. Prawns, sure.
I love prawns, like in Mr. Bean's Holiday. That's how I eat them.
See, I hate when they have the faces on them. Like when crawfish have, like, I don't know, it's just like a... And some people like eating the eyes because, like, it's a fun pop.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
I've done it.
Is it a fun pop?
I wouldn't say fun. It's a pop.
I think roe is a fun pop.
It's different when it's like you can see the face of the dead creature and it's its eyeball. That's a little bit different than just like this separated sphere that's like, oh, it's an egg that was inside it.
Yeah.
It's like when you could see its fucking face looking at you and it's like, yeah, I'm going to pop your eye. No, it's not fun.
See, I just like it when it's, like a shrimp cocktail. It's just like a bunch of those fucking pink suckers around the rim. They just have their tail on. I can't see their faces. I can't see their smiles or their frowns. Whatever emotion they had before they died, I don't have to see it like you do with crawfish.
Crawfish.
Their terrified expressions.
Just an absolutely like cartoonish expression. Yeah, like the pinchers, like their claws are like on their head, like shocked. Yep. I think it's fucked how they will do the thing where they will put crabs or lobsters in the
boiling water. Yeah.
Well, it's more fresh. It's like, dude, I don't care if it's a little less fresh if it means that it, like, I don't think I'm going to be able to taste a difference. And it also, like, if the creature didn't suffer, then...
Isn't it like there like a way that you do it? I know there's a way that there's like a specific way you kill octopus humanely.
With a gun. I mean,
there's like a way to kill these things in a quote the right way, like with crabs or with lobsters. There's a way to, like, in one swoop kind of just like their brain or whatever the fuck. I can't remember. Some TikTok guy's like, this is the...
We'll do it on the next episode.
Yeah.
We'll bring some in, and we'll have Luke come in and give us a demonstration. And we'll have various crustaceans for him to kill live on the podcast. And he could show us the humane way to kill them all. But, yeah, dude. I mean, I am scared every time I have shellfish. I'm like, is this... And sometimes I get in my head where I'll start being like, is it getting harder to breathe?
What do you do in that situation if you have a reaction like you're...
Go to the hospital. You have to call an ambulance.
Like your dad called an ambulance at the restaurant, like at the Yamato's?
I think so.
He really ruined a family dinner.
He ruined a great birthday.
He made it all about him.
I know.